Hey everyone, it's Kai from WCC, and today we have a very special treat from our friends at Bushiroad. I'm going to take a sneak peek at one of the new cards from the upcoming Premium Collection 2020. Now, it hasn't been shown anywhere else, so this is going to be the first time we see this card. Now, let's take a look at it, and I'll bring it up on screen now. Okay, so look at this guy, boys. Looks like a total boss, alright? Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbust Dragon. Now, Kagura players are going to love writing this card name for their deck list because it is one of those long ones. Now, his effect is an act once per turn. Flip any card in your G-Zone, retire all your opponent's rear guards, and all your grade 3 or greater units gains plus 10k power until the end of turn. Now, that really fits its flavor text. Just a single swing of the sword, and that's all it took to defeat them all. More like just a single flip of the G-Zone, that's all it took to wipe the board. Now, okay. Straight up, guys, serious mode now. This simple effect actually does wonders for Kagura in Premium. Now, ask yourself this one question. What is the weakness of Kagura? And the answer might be a bit surprising to you. It's retiring. Now, you might be going now, hold up, Kai, are you crazy? Kagura's entire game plan is all about retiring. How can this be a problem? The problem is mass retiring. So, Kagura's options for mass retiring is not... It's very hard to come by when you think about it. The most efficient tools it has to wipe the board is like Drachma, which is not something used to wipe the board. Blazing Burst Dragon, which is a GB8. It's not going to come early when you want to do a mass field up early, and the earliest one you can get is like a Gilgal, and that's not always accessible because you need the Persona Stride, and it also needs at least Counterblast 2 to use, which you might not have. Of course, it refunds you the Counterblast, but you still need that initial 2 CB, and it also doesn't always guarantee you to kill something that you really want to kill. So your opponent's board is massed up, they have everything there. There is that one card you want to definitely get rid of. They can just dismal that card since Gilgal battles everything on the field. That card doesn't get retired now, and you just feel awful. You have to spend extra resources to confirm that that card actually goes away. So basically this means with all these not great mass retiring options, you need to spend multiple counterblast or resources to retire your opponent's full field. So when you think about it, you'll be like, counterblast 4, retire 4 cards or 5 cards. Is that really worth it? You need to at least have 4 damage for once. And then you have to spend it all to get rid of your opponent's stuff. And even then, you know, that means you're not doing anything this turn or maybe next turn as well. So Zanbust Dragon in this case just doesn't care, okay? There's no silly restriction like blazing. You don't need to pay any soul or counterblast cost. You don't even need a battle at all. You just flip something up and your opponent's field just packs up and goes home. So resist doesn't even stop this because it doesn't target, so you need something like Promised Order where it can't die to retires. And what does this mean for Kagura in Premium? Even in the last format, Kagura has been this kind of sleeper deck that seems to top everywhere. Every time someone says Kagura is overrated, it just top 8s anyway. With the recent restrictions and overall lack of knowledge of the format due to stuff, Kagura is positioning itself as a very valid pick. It's got decent defensive options like Denial Griffin. It can run mainly standard cards, which means that it's pretty easy to pick up. And then it can run a full V-Trigger lineup because of that, making its cards like beefy because they're just naturally beefy because they're standard cards, they're V cards, and just they're good defensively as well because they just have higher defensive values. Because it's also Force Clan, it can naturally play a pseudo grade 2 game when you run things like Berserk Dragon to, you know, retire and try to win board, but it just also naturally is 10k, so all those cards are harder to hit, and also he doesn't have to play the grade 2 game as well, because you can just straight up and just ride to grade 3 and just skip that grade 2 game shenanigans and just slam. And you just don't have to worry about dying on your opponent's first stride because you do have your defensive option. You've got the Denial Griffins to get rid of the big stuff that might be a problem. And that means you get to survive until the next turn. You get to dictate the pace of the early game. That's the most important part. And you can finish your opponent off with a triple restand from a Legion Dragonic Overlord the Cross. So you also had access to Dumjid Valor from the last card in Premium Collection 2019, which is also a pretty decent free pressure card when your opponent had nothing on the board. But there was a problem back then where some clans could hard commit to the board and you had no way to get rid of them, like gold paladins. But yeah, they're not a problem anymore. Well, they might still be a problem, but not anymore with Zanbust Dragon. So before you had to hopefully go into the Gilgal and try to do the field wipe, but yeah, Zanbust just comes in, wipes that board, no problem. So easy peasy, right? So now you have this situation where if your opponent commits to a board, they just eat a Zambust, and then if they don't commit to a board, they eat a Dungeon. Both are terrible options for your opponent. No good plays around it, and then both are also swinging with Force 2, so they're at least 2 crits, because that's basically the best play in Cargo right now. Go Force 2, and then you got your triple restands on your second grade 3 ride, but then on your first turn of grade 3, if you can stride, you have that crit pressure as well. So also, you know, the 10k power that we talked about before, it's usually overlooked because it's just, you know, 10k power. Really, it's a chat 38k 2 crit swing now, which means your opponent has to commit like a power card to guard it, like a Sentinel or a G-Guard, which means that they have like one less big good option to use against your Triple Legion restand the next turn. Especially when it's swinging with something like a Deck Hat, so that's lots of pressure happening there. So to sum it up, it's a very interesting card. I like it a lot. It fills up one of the gaps that Kagero had in Premium to make it now a complete deck. And as usual, when it comes to Vanguard, it's got very nice art. The artist Tomo, I think, drew the recent Chronofang Rebellion. So yeah, it looks fully sick. Premium Collection 2020 is shaping up to look really, really sweet. So keep an eye out for other stuff coming out, or maybe there's other reveals. And yeah, so stay safe, guys. I'm probably going to go play some more Vanguard Zero. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.